good. Here we go. So we're on now. And good evening, Raider Nation, from Mollenkopf Stadium. It's homecoming night. The Raider band leaving the field after the national anthem, and tonight your Harding Raiders play host to the Lakeside Dragons. Tom Bird on hand once again, and stepping in tonight with me is guest Eddie Colbert. Eddie, how's it going this evening?
Good, Tom. Glad to be here. They must have did a decent job last year. They invited me back this year. Glad to be here.
Awesome. It's great to have you. Things are a little reversed this year. Harding's had their way with Lakeside the last couple of years, but this year Harding comes in at 0-4, having lost a couple hard-fought games late. And the Lakeside Dragons come in at 4-1, and they're currently sitting in a playoff spot. A lot of football left to be played, but they're up there in the rankings so far.
Yeah, the Raiders had a tough couple first 4 games here, but hopefully get off the schneid tonight, get that first W in the win column, and keep it rolling from there.
They've been close. They've looked better the last couple of weeks. They had to put together one good fourth quarter, and I think we'll put one in the win column.
Yeah, if I remember the stat sheet right, I'm not sure that Lakeside has scored against Harding in the last 2 years. So hopefully we can continue on and they get a good win under the belt and really get that confidence going to end the season out for these seniors. That would
be good. Homecoming would be a great night to start it. Michael Kloss on the kick for the Raiders. The Raiders will be moving south to open up the ball game. Finally, a football night. A little bit cool tonight.
Yeah, this is football weather. We've had some seasonal weather, but we are definitely in the autumn and ready to go.
Kick taken about the 18-yard line. There's some room up the middle, and he's going to break it.
Got one to beat. I think he's going to go.
Number 2, Cortez Vaughn takes it 82 yards to open the ball game for Lakeside. And that is not how the Harding Raiders wanted to begin this evening.
Well, Tom, obviously, Steve Ball and the team were looking to get off to a better start, but you know what? You chop down one up, get your offense on the field, go down the field, tie it up.
A few weeks ago, Massillon opened up the ball game with a kickoff return, and Harding brought it right back down, so we'll see if they can do that again.
It shows a lot of character in the team. You know, they haven't got a win yet this year, but they've definitely been fighting the whole game.
Absolutely.
That's a true testament to their character and also the coaching staff keeping their heads in the game.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Number 83, Joel Ambrose, on to attempt the extra point for the Lakeside Dragons. Kick is up, and it's good. So Lakeside takes an early 7-0 lead on the opening 82-yard kickoff return.
Well, we'll see what they're made of.
We may hear that fight song quite a bit tonight. It looks like both schools sharing the same tune.
Well, Lakeside needs to be ready because Harding's got two explosive players back deep to return these kicks. They could tie it up in about 5 seconds here.
Absolutely. Harding can bring this right back. Ambry set the kick. It's a short kick. It's going to be taken by Kayron Adams about the 18-yard line. Adams brings back to the middle, cuts back, brings it all the way out to about the 40-yard line. So Harding's going to have good field position to start. Kayron Adams has been quite the workhorse these last few weeks, Eddie.
Yeah, Kayron Adams really runs the ball hard. They got about 3 guys on the offensive side of the ball that they run either at quarterback out of that wildcat position or just straight off from the tailback position. That'll put their head down, get you that extra 2-3 yards. And obviously, Kayron Adams has shown spectacular breakaway speed in these first 4 games.
Coming off a 186-yard performance against Ursuline last week, he lines up to the left of Sterling Frazier. And Adams will get the ball in the first carry. He pick up maybe about 1, bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Ain't nothing really there for him. Just got to lower your head and get what you can.
He's been doing a real nice job trying to pick a hole out, and more often than not, he tends to find one.
You know, I'll tell you, watching these games, the matchup that I'd like to see them take advantage of is that number 11, Terrion Jackson. This kid's got good size out there. Seems to present a problem to a lot of corners that try to cover him. If you remember the Massillon game, he got 2 pass interference and a road calls on him.
Absolutely.
Really poses a problem for the defense.
Screen goes to Jeremy Wilson. He's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He's going to drop back a yard, take it back to 2nd and 10. Terrion Jackson had that big 90-yard reception last week, so he does have that breakaway speed if he gets open.
Looks like both teams came prepared. Lakeside's watched some videos, knows what Harding likes to start out doing. We'll just see if Harding's offensive line can wear them down as the game goes on, open up some of these holes.
3rd and 10, 3 receivers to the left. Frazier looks to throw, and he's short. That's going to bring him a 4th and 10, and Harding's going to be forced to punt on this first possession.
Yeah, they got tipped at the line, Tom. Had a receiver over there, but looks like that defensive end got his hand up on it.
Number 20, Kevin Stouffer in to punt for the Raiders.
Now Harding's got to be careful here. They saw what this kick returner could do on the opening kickoff. Got to go down there, maintain your lanes, make solid tackles. Absolutely.
Cortez Vaughn back once again. Low kick. This is returnable. And Vaughn's going to let that one. Oh, he looked like he was going to grab it. He backed off it. Probably a good decision. Ball will be down at the 28-yard line. Ashtabula Lakeside will take over at that point.
Get our first look at the Harding defense. You know, this is a group of kids that knows about winning. I believe for 7th, 8th, and 9th grade years, they went undefeated. So there's a lot of, they know how to win. They just got to pull it together, stick with each other, and I think they're going to be all right.
Number 7, Spencer Loftus, in at quarterback for the Lakeside Dragons. Engineered a couple late drives last week to knock off Rocky River for their 4th win of the season. Antonio Harris in motion. Harris gets the ball. He's able to turn the corner and pick up 4 or 5.
Let him outside. Defensive end's got to contain there. Don't want to let him outside.
Talking with one of our coaches earlier today, Lakeside does have some good players at those skilled positions, so Harding's going to have to be on their toes on defense. Second and 5 from the Lakeside 33-yard line. Loftus in the shotgun. Loftus with the gift, number 25 that looked like, Gavin Bish. Bish gets a couple.
Nice swarming defense there. 11 has to ball, that's what you want to see. Everybody moving the feet out there.
Brings the ball out to 35-yard line. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Dragons.
It's a big play for the Harding defense. You want to see them get off the field on 3rd down.
Absolutely. Loftus with the give to Harris once again. And that's going to be very close over there. Looks like that could be a yard. Looks like a yard short.
Tom, looks like Lakeside might go for it.
Call for measurement. Yep.
We're going to get you up a little bit here so you can actually get in some shots. All right, now I'm going to extend this like so. Okay, now we're talking.
It looks like they're going to get that by the nose of the football.
Yep, first down. Harding's still missing that big presence on defense. Marquise Sledge. He's a definite body inside.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can tell that the Harding defense is missing him right now.
First and 10, Lakeside, their own 38-yard line. We're 3 minutes in the ball game. Lakeside once again up 7-0 on that opening 82-yard kickoff return. Loftus with the give to number 13, Ethan Colbert. He gets a couple. We got a flag down.
Looks like he got a hold or maybe a block in the back on Lakeside.
And a holding penalty is going to back up Lakeside a few yards.
This one here, you see T means tight, W means wide, okay? So
holding penalties are ruling a drive, Tom.
Those are backbreakers. Just got a big first down and a couple yards, and all of a sudden you get to back up. Now you're looking at 1st and 20 all of a sudden.
You know, as an offensive lineman, you're really feeling it out there in the game because you don't know how touchy the refs are going to be anytime they see those hands come up. So, you know, the first couple series, you're really out there just trying to feel it out, kind of seeing what the refs are going to let you get away with or not. And obviously, they learned on that play that wasn't when they were going to let them get away.
1st and 20 from 28. Loftus steps back to pass. He's looking right. And he hits number 3, Kayvon Colbert. Gets back a lot of those yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 3. 17-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, the quarterback had time. Corner didn't get his head around, and the receiver made a nice catch on the sideline. Really dug him out of that distance they had to go for the first down.
You've got great shots here. You've got a great chance for getting some nice close-ups and stuff. And you'll be a little smoother the more you do it. It's really fun.
That's a big play. Going from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 3. Very manageable for Lakeside.
Kayvon back to, or Loftus back to pass once again.
play. Put pressure on the quarterback, made him rush his throw to the sideline. Receiver couldn't come up with it. They're back to another 3rd and 3. Let's see if we can get a stop here.
Looking for number 10, DJ Rosario on that play. Rosario ran out of room at the sidelines. Another big 3rd down play for the Harding defense, trying to get the offense back on the field. Keep this game in check early. And the give to number 13. 13, Ethan Colbert around the end. He's going to be short, bring up a 4th down and about 2.
You think Lakeside's going to go for this?
They don't appear to be sending in any punting unit, so. Huge play for that Harding defense early on now. 4th and 2.
Statement play for both teams here.
Absolutely. 4th and 2 at the 46-yard line. Harding trying to get their offense back on the field, and Lakeside trying to keep this drive going. This time Loftus lines up under center. We're going to get a Lakeside timeout. They want to talk this one over a little bit.
Well, this is a big play. Harding get a stop here. They're going to get the ball in good field position. Lakeside gets his 1st down. It's a big statement on Lakeside's part. They think they can run it at them. They think they can get these 2 yards.
And I think Lakeside looks like they may have changed their mind. They're not gonna take a chance here. They're gonna set up the punt now.
You know, I think it's a smart decision on the coach's part. High risk with little reward from that.
Looking for the sidelines, and that's going to take a Lakeside bounce to about that 20-yard line.
Is that cool? Yeah. You feel good about this?
Lakeside's going to down it there, and Harding's going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Let's see what the offense has got in store for them. They came out, got shut out, went 3 and out. Let's see if that offense has been able to regroup, go out there, and put together a drive.
Sterling Frazier brings the offense back on. K'Ron Adams will line up just behind him. And they give to Adams up the middle. He breaks 1 tackle. Adams in the secondary. 1st down to 30. Big 19-yard gain for Adams on 1st down.
You know, K'Ron Adams has done that all year. All year. They got a lot of penetration, ran past the ball carrier. He's able to make one guy miss and hit it for a big gain. Very explosive player in the backfield.
Terrion Jackson goes wide left. Adams with the ball once again. This time he's hit hard in the backfield. He's going to lose a couple on that play.
Went back to the well one too many times on that one.
Lakeside definitely saw that one coming. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12.
You know, Lakeside's gotten a lot of penetration on these last few plays. You wonder if they're trying to set him up for some little dunk over the middle.
Troy Jakovic runs the play in for the Raiders. Once again, K'Ron Adams sets up behind Sterling Frazier. Frazier in the shotgun. Frazier fakes, back to pass. Actually, he had to give to Adams, and there was nothing there on that left side. A loss of maybe a half a yard there.
Lakeside defense came to play.
Yes, they did.
The ball, they're getting penetration. Time for the Harding offensive line to step up and get some room for these speedy running backs they have.
They've been getting some penetration in the middle, and they've been able to string out those plays that Harding's trying to run wide. Three receivers to the right. K-Ron Adams lines up to Sterling Frazier's right. Frazier rolls right. And he's got nothing. He's going to be sacked. Another loss. It's going to be 4th down and very long. And the Raiders, after that nice run by K-Ron Adams to open this series, they're going to have to punt it away once again.
Well, it's unfortunate. This drive looked like it had a lot of promise to it after that first run. But that Lakeside defense really settled in, and 3 straight plays for losses.
No panic in him after that first run.
Well, you can tell this Lakeside team, they came in, you know, they haven't done well against Harding in these last few years. A lot of times that'll get you down, but obviously they came in, they felt it was a new year, and, you know, they weren't going to repeat the performances of the previous years.
Stouffer in the punt. And it's a low line drive kick. And Vaughn's going to stay away from that one. Raiders will down that at about the 28-yard line. Lakeside will take over once again from their own 28. And you're right about Lakeside coming with a lot of desire. They have not put together good seasons lately, but they got playoff hopes on the line now. That's something that's kind of new to them. Loftus rolls to his right, looking to pass. He completes it. Ethan Colbert on the reception. Looks to be enough for a first down, 10-yard gain. Brings the ball out to the 38-yard line. Loftus is showing a lot of poise. Again, a late win last week against a previously undefeated Rocky River team. And there's the end around. Once again, looks like Colbert. And he picks up another set of big yards. About a 13-yard gain. First down once again into Harding territory, up to the Harding 46-yard line. And they're showing a lot of speed that they haven't shown in recent years. Yes, absolutely. The 27, Sean Matlock splits right. Harrison on motion. Loftus keeps the ball. He manages to push forward for about 5. Looked like he had him at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to keep the pile moving. 2nd and 5.
They got the timing thrown off on that play. It was a high snap. Quarterback was able to recover quickly. I don't know if that was his own quarterback run or not, but it looked like he wasn't able to be able to get there. It looked like they were trying to run over those counters, but that high snap through the timing of the playoff, but he was still able to recover it. Get 4 or 5 yards.
Second down and 5 to 46. The give to Harris. And Harris gets around the end once again. He's to the 30. We have a flag down. Antonio Harris with another big run. And you got that one called right, Eddie. That one's coming back. Another hold. Defense is catching a couple breaks here.
That was capitalized on. I gotta tell you, that hurts a team. And when I played ball, I can tell you, you make a big run like that, those linemen, a lot of breath running downfield trying to throw blocks, and then all of a sudden you see that yellow thing on the field, and you gotta come all the way back and do it again. It truly is a heartbreaker. Let's see if Harding can keep him back in this run now.
It's going to move the ball back to the Lakeside side of the field, 49-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15. Spencer Loftus back in the shotgun position. And he's going to drop straight back. He looks right. He hits Cortez Vaughn for about 6. He's going to bring him a 3rd down and 9 at the 45-yard line for Harding. And I tend to think this time you are in 4-down territory right now. Absolutely. A lot of receivers coming left for Lakeside this time. Loftus looks like he keeps it this time. I think that looked like that was a designed quarterback draw right there. Brought those receivers over left through the defensive off. Yep. Another 1st down and 10 for the Lakeside Dragons. Harding 35-yard line. 2:52 left in the 1st quarter. Lakeside still leads 7-0. And they are moving the ball. Colbert with the handoff, tries to reverse his field, and there's nothing there that time. That's going to be a loss of a couple. Second down and 12 from the Harding 37-yard line. Lakeside a little more spread out on this formation. And Loftus steps back. He's got a man downfield. Oh! Hits Cortez Vaughn. Vaughn can't hold on. He was wide open. That ball was right in his hands. That's possible. There were people there. Brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. Should be a passing situation, but Loftus has shown the ability to run. And Loftus steps back once again. And he hits a receiver. He hits Colbert over the middle once again. That's another 1st down. It's going to take it down to the 15-yard line. Loftus with the give to Harris once again. Harris gets around the corner, picks up maybe 1 or 2 this time. Looks like 3. We'll get 3. 2nd down and 7. Harding 11-yard line.
What's interesting is watching this. This looks like Harding.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll beat you to the corner and get all the yards I can to stop me from doing it. Give again and around. He's got some room this time, and Colbert once again takes it to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeside. 11-yard touchdown run, Ethan Colbert. Embry's on again to kick. And this time he kicks it into the line, so that's no good. There with 1:20 left in the first quarter, Lakeside takes a 13-0 lead. We have a character tester now for the Raiders, Eddie. Giovanni Washington back in the receive. Good to see him back. He went down a couple weeks ago with an injury. He's back in the receive alongside K'Ron Adams. They're going to set up about the 15-yard line. Embry's in to kick for the Lakeside Dragons. Puts it up on the right hash mark. And it's a short kick. Washington's going to pick it up at about the 18-yard line. First tackler misses up the middle, and another nice return out to the 35-yard line. So the Raiders get good field position once again. To use your phrase, Eddie, I'd call this a statement drive right here. They have a chance to keep this game close. Frazier with the handoff to Adams. Adams finds some running room up the middle once again. Another big first down play. He picks up 12. To give to Giovanni Washington. Washington gets up the middle for a few. Keeps his legs moving. It's good to have Giovanni Washington back in there to give Adams a breather because he's shown the ability to put some yards on the board too. Second down and 5 at the Lakeside 48-yard line. To give once again to K'Ron Adams. Adams busted up the middle. Adams is into secondary to the 20. He's going to take this one all the way. Touchdown, Raiders. 48-yard touchdown run, K'Ron Adams.
Just like that. Just like that. Let's see if this is smart they need it.
And that's why these Raiders have to keep their head up. They have the opportunity to do that any time. Number 90, Michael Kloss, in to attempt the extra point. And the line drive kick is good. 13-7 with 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. And you let Lakeside know that nothing's going to come easy in this stadium. Harris on the kickoff. He tees it up in the middle of the field. And it's a short kick. That's going to be picked up. A weird bounce. Picked up at the 18 by Cortez Vaughn. And he gets hit pretty hard out about the 24-yard line. They were on him that time. Vaughn with a big kickoff return earlier. Not much this time. This is a big drive for the Harding defense, without a doubt, right here. They're going to go wide until it gets shut down. There's no doubt about that. It's been successful. No reason to go away from it yet. Give to Harris. Strung out pretty nice that time. He does manage to pull his way ahead for about 3 or 4. They don't have the sizes on this roster, but Antonio Harris, he's a big runner right there. And it's going to be a lot more comfortable for the players down there. I know the fans don't mind it when it's 70 degrees up here, but that's tough on the players when it's that warm.
When you're down there, I'll tell you, you feel the heat. You never feel the cold.
No.
You never feel the cold, but you feel when it's hot out there, and that sun's beating down on you, you feel it. You never feel the cold for some reason.
Lakeside opens up the second quarter, 2nd down and 6 at their own 29-yard line. And the give to Colbert. Oh, and this time he's met deep in the backfield. Big loss. The Raiders were all over that one.
Defensive line got penetration. Colbert tried to dance around him too much. Harding swung the ball for a big loss.
That takes the ball all the way back to the 18-yard line. That was an 11-yard loss. Bring up 3rd down and 17. Number 67, Juwan Poole with the initial hit on that play, driving Colbert back. Loftus steps back to pass. A little bit high. He was looking for number 25, Gavin Bish, on that play. That could have easily been picked off. They went right through his hands. And not only that, but that big loss that pins Lakeside way back. Harding should come out of this with really nice field position. And there's a little bit of a bounce. Harding's going to take over at their 49-yard line. Washington will start this series at running back. He lines up to the left of Sterling Frazier, 2 receivers left. Frazier looks to pass. Oh, and
dangerous pass.
yep.
Looks like he had that corner there. Looks like if he wanted to take that ball and ran, he should
He tried to force that pass, and that ball really floated. They were very fortunate not to come away with an interception on that play. 2nd down and 10 as K'Ron Adams checks back in. Second down and 10 to give to Adams. And Adams fights ahead for about 5.
He's got the kind of speed, 2 or 3 of those. He's going to break one every 4 or 5.
Jeremy Wilson lines up wide to the left of the near sideline. And to give this time to Giovanni Washington. Washington gets some room. He's still on his feet all the way down to the 27-yard line. Big run for Giovanni Washington.
Nice run. Line opened up that hole for him. He started, he took it, made it from the corners. Put his head down, got himself a nice 15-20-yard gain.
Hardy's got a nice 1-2 punch with those 2 running backs in there. It's good to see him healthy once again. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of Lakeside.
Big set.
Adams again up the middle.
Look at that power.
And Adams just moves the pile. 8-yard gain to the 20-yard line, 2nd down and 2. He rarely comes down on the first hit.
No. You know, that's a good stat there. Yards after first hit. And he proved right there. I don't know if you noticed, but they went with a big set there. They looked like one of their tackles or their defensive ends in the backfield. Actually, same set here, 76 lined up in the backfield.
They give to Washington. And Washington picks it away. Washington breaks it free. He's going to take it in. 21-yard run for Giovanni Washington. Touchdown, Raiders.
That was a nice run. Saw the hole, got in it. He's kind of smaller. I think he got lost around those big guys down there. Cut it out to the right, and they weren't going to catch him. Harding responds.
Michael Kloss on the attempt, the extra point. It's up and good, and the Raiders, after being down 13-0 early, have stormed back to take a 14-13 lead with 9:19 to play in the first half.
Big drive for them. Big drive. Showed a lot of heart on that drive. Line opened up the holes. The running backs ran hard. I think Lakeside right now, you don't see as much excitement on that sideline over there. Coach has got to get them together. Tell them this game's still early in this game. Big statement drive here it's going to be for Lakeside.
And that was a good call in that offensive formation. Big Marquise Allgood in the backfield, opening up some holes inside. 6'2", 290-pound lineman in there doing some blocking from the fullback spot.
Now that's a new play. I haven't seen Harding run that this year.
It was certainly effective. Both Adams and Washington found a lot of room up the middle with him in there leading the way.
You let one of those big guys get a little head of steam coming at you for that block. It makes those defenders think twice.
Kick taken by Vaughn at about the 15-yard line. He only gets it out to 20, and that kickoff coverage is a little bit better than it was open tonight. Gets it out to about the 21. Lakeside's going to have a 1st down and 10 at the 21-yard line. See if that momentum stays with the defense now.
The defense, you know, they've seen what they're trying to do at this point. You know, the question is you know, can they continue to stop it?
Loftus back to pass. It looks like the rhythm on that Lakeside offense has been thrown off just a little bit now.
Yeah, you can see Harding's defense is starting to get penetration, put a little pressure on the quarterback. Lakeside's trying to roll him out so they can use his speed, but he's still rushing his throw, and I think that's what caused that pass to sail out.
There's a give to Bish. Bish plows ahead for a couple, but the defense they're putting a lot of hats on the ball now.
Yeah, you can see it. They call it swarming. When you see 9, 10 guys around that pile, you know everybody's doing their job. Everybody's going after the ball. Everybody's trying to make the tackle, trying to make the hit. The worst thing you ever want to see is 3 guys on a tackle. You want every single guy there. I had a coach who called it a machine gun. He said, I want that runner to think a machine gun hit him. Just bam, 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 bam. And you can see they're moving to the ball. There's a lot more excitement on the Harding sideline than there was in that first quarter.
Big 3rd down and 6 play at the Lakeside 25-yard line. Loftus back to pass once again. He's forced out of the pocket, rolls left. And again he overthrows a little bit high, this time looking for Sean Matlock. And another 3 and out. The defense does its job once again.
Once again, pressure on that play was by Marquise Allgood. Forced him to kind of make that throw maybe before he wanted to. Sailed high on him. Harding got a shot at interception there as well.
Officials kind of misplaced the ball there, put it back on the proper line of scrimmage at the 25.
Almost got to that one.
And this takes a nice Lakeside bounce back to the Harding 37-yard line.
Well, here comes this offense. 2 really nice looking drives the last 2 possessions. We see if they can put together another one.
Harding hasn't got a lot of yards around the end, but they've been able to pound up the middle and break some long runs going between the tackles.
You know, when you got a scat back like we do, we got 2 guys that got really good speed. All it really takes is that linebacker to miss and you're off to the races.
Lakeside's going to use its 2nd time out of the first half. You got a couple backs back here that when they're hit, they run hard. They don't get pushed back very often. And if that, like you said, if that first guy misses, it's off to the races with them. They're gone.
About a couple years ago when we had Kamari, he was extremely fast. And we saw that a lot with him. Coach Arnold would pound him up the middle, and there'd be some plays where it'd be 2 yards, 3 yards. But all it took was one guy to miss, and no one was going to catch him. And you see a lot of this with these Harding backs, but they run hard. And I'm going to tell you, when you run hard like that linebacker thinks twice about stepping right in front of you. You start to see attempts of arm tackles, you start to see attempts of shirt tackles, and that's where these guys can really break some big runs.
Just over 8 minutes left in the first half. Harding with a 14-13 lead. They have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Wilson in motion. Frazier steps back. And they give to Kayron Adams. He picks up maybe 3. Looks like 4. Going to call it 2nd down and 6.
There you see he keeps him fresh, rotating Washington and Adams out.
That's going to be big late in the ball game. Last game or 2, Adams has had to do it pretty much all himself late. Washington looks healthy again. High snap, give to Adams. Met hard at the line of scrimmage.
They seem to like that set with putting Allgood in the backfield as a blocker. It's 3rd and 4.
Kind of a big third down play. I'm sure Harding like to keep this drive going. They've just got the lead. Try to increase that a little bit. Adams lines up to Frazier's right. Wilson in motion to right. Frazier back. Back to pass. He's going to keep the ball. He's going to get it around the end. He'll pick up a couple. He's going to make it 4th and about 2. We'll see if Harding's going to gamble here or not. 4th and 2 at midfield.
So Coach Arnold's going to go for it. They want to talk about it.
Harding will spend its first time out of the half at 6:36 left.
Oh, Tom, 4th and 2. You've got the momentum on your side, but the ball is on your own 45-yard line.
They're pretty successful up the middle, but again, you know, you don't want to hate to give Lakeside a short field at this point in the half.
Well, they've been successful putting 76 Aldred in the backfield as that lead blocker. I'd be interested to see if they come out in that set. You'd almost think that if they come out in that set, you know, Lakeside's going to key on Aldred. Wherever he goes, they're going to figure that ball's going to come right behind him. So we'll see what Coach Arnold and the staff have up there, have in their bag of tricks.
Okay, they're sending the offense back out, so they are going to go for it on 4th and 2.
Aldred is out of receiver.
I think we kind of got mixed up, and that's going to cost Harding another timeout. Little mix-up on who was supposed to go where on that play. Boy, that kind of hurts you a little bit right there. Hate to use a second timeout like that.
Now in high school, you must be able to do that.
I think you're right. When that whole when the team started to do the whole icing thing with field goal kickers, I think they wanted to limit that.
Harding doesn't necessarily have to play here. They can come out here and try a hard count, see if they can get a young high school team to jump off sides, give them a free first down.
And you got a team over there that's a little bit anxious. They had a big lead early. Now they're all of a sudden they find themselves down, and you know, they're going to try to stop this drive any way they can. So you might get an anxious lineman over there. They have that set with Marquise Allgood lining up. And you give to Adams. Adams he's fighting hard. He's going to be a flag down over there. I think Adams bowled his way ahead. He would have had enough of the first down, but oh, and there's another late flag. That's
obviously Lakeside declined the pen. No,
they're going to take that.
On the pen, number 20, Kevin
Somebody once again in that offense was not where they were supposed to be, and
it looks like Lakeside must have taken the penalty.
That penalty moves it all the way back to the 30-yard line, bringing up 4th down and 17, and Harding is forced upon a high snap. And Stouffer does a nice job getting that punt off, and it takes a big bounce. This time it gets returned. Cortez Vaughn brings it back to the 44-yard line. A lot of credit to the Harding punter on that play. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, he had a lot of pressure on that high snap there. He was able to keep his composure and still get a decent kick off.
And really nice coverage on a low line drive punt that, you know, to a very dangerous return man.
Yeah, that's the difficulty, with those kicks. If you don't get enough air under it, doesn't give your guys enough time to get down there, to get themselves in position to make a tackle. So kudos to the punt grab up a very elusive runner.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Harding
And
ready for
Loftus
that play.
with the give to Harris, and he is put down back in the backfield. Big loss. And the Harding defense doesn't seem quite as full as they were early in the ball game.
Adams on the defensive side, coming in there making that stop for a loss of 6.
And at least for the moment, the defense seems to have taken away that around end running game that they're trying to use.
Thus far, Lakeside hasn't really adjusted to it. They keep on trying to go back to it, hoping that they can catch Harding, but the coaches and the team have obviously made those adjustments.
Loftus steps back to pass. He rolls left, and he's going to be sacked. And another couple yards lost. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 18.
Put pressure on him. Looked like he wanted to throw, but he was on his tail. Was able to take him down for the loss.
And a big response by that Harding defense after the offense sputtered on that last series.
Third and 18. Defense needs to get off the field.
Ball on the Lakeside 36-yard line. Loftus drops back to pass. And he had a man open. Gavin Bish makes the reception at the 42-yard line. Enough for a 1st down.
Quarterback stayed in the pocket, had some pressure, found that receiver open over the middle for a big game.
1st and 10 at the Harding 43. 4.5 minutes and counting the 1st half. Harding hanging on to a 14-13 lead at the moment. Loftus again looks to pass, looks down the middle. Nice coverage on that play.
Tried it. Where they broke that up back there. You had good coverage, so the safety coming over the top as well. Harding prepared on that pass play.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 at the Harding 43-yard line. There's the give to Bish. And the Harding defense not fooled on that play either. He gets a couple, bring up 3rd down and 8.
Snuff that play out again that time. Right now, I think they've got the run down. They've got to tighten up in the secondary there. The quarterback's been able to find some open receivers and some pretty big plays. 3rd and 18 as a defense you expect to get off the field.
They're down and 8 at the 41-yard line. 3:40 to play in the 1st half. Harding trying to hang on, going to the locker room at halftime with that 1-point lead. Lakeside is going to use their last timeout of the half.
3:32 left. We'll see how these early timeouts are going to affect both these teams as we come down to these final 3 minutes. If they're willing to go in with a one-point game, or if they're going to try to put something together here at the end.
Harding gets the ball back. That's really that second timeout in that last series of plays really that might have an effect.
You know, Tom, I never understood why, Eddie, if you win the toss, you always defer to the second half because it puts you in a position to possibly be able to score. At the end of the second half, you get that. That could put you back in a game, or that could be a game breaker right there.
Sure.
It could break the back of the other team. It could be a 14-point swing. So Harding, they can get a stop here, get that ball back with about 2 minutes left, put together a 2-minute drive, get the ball back, and start the first half, get a score. You've really created some momentum. Give yourself a nice lead into that second half.
Loftus keeps it. He rolls back. He's looking deep. A lot of coverage down there, and that ball's going to go long. Nice coverage that time. Harding had that covered very nicely in the end zone.
Yeah, we had our safeties and our corners back on that play. I think the quarterback just threw it up just to see if, possibly maybe get a pass interference call, or, who knows, maybe he makes ESPN with a catch.
Antonio Harris, the intended receiver, and he was asking for a flag down there. I think that coverage was just too good, though. A lot of incidental contact down there both ways. They weren't going to flag that. Fourth and 8, plus the clock stop, so that really benefits the Harding defense. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 8. Big play here. Colbert in motion. Loftus for the pass. And it's complete at the 30-yard line. There's a fumble on a play!
Did they say he got it before it went out of bounds?
Have they made a call yet? And the call goes to Harding!
Great play by the defense. They gave up that first down, but they didn't give up on it. Made the hit. That ball came loose, but it looked like the ball had a real good chance of getting out of bounds before they were able to recover it.
Huge play for that Harding defense. Big gain in the pass play, fumble at the end of it, picked up just before that ball gets out of bounds. Now Harding has 3:15 to go. They do have a timeout, and they have the ball at their own 27-yard line.
Now they also have the luxury of the clock stopping on a first down as well.
There's the get to Giovanni Washington. Frazier keeps it. Nice fake by Frazier. Gets it out of bounds, plus a first down.
Excellent play by the quarterback and the running back there. I think the whole stadium thought Washington had the ball on that play.
Frazier does a nice job selling those fakes, and he has the ability to run once he gets a little space.
And he had the whereabouts to get out of bounds and get that clock stopped.
This time they give this to Adams. Adams breaks through the line of scrimmage. And K-Ron Adams all the way to the 44-yard line.
Another nice run by Adams up the middle. He's got to be closing in on about 80 yards, I'd assume, by now. Him and Washington both had really nice first halves.
And that's just what you talked about, AD. Get that first guy to miss, and then all bets are off once he gets in the secondary. Either one of those running backs, Adams or Washington. Washington checks in to give Adams a breather. And Frazier keeps it again.
Plenty of time. 2:40 left in the game. They still got their one timeout. Coming up at about the 41-yard line. They still got plenty of time. They can relax. They could, run their plays. Use your head. Use the sidelines when you need to. But I think they got plenty of time.
A couple nice runs early in this drive to pick up some big yardage quick.
I like the matchup out here, number 11 versus number 3. There's got to be a size advantage there.
There's the give to Washington. Washington breaks it outside. All the way down to the 30-yard line and out of bounds once again.
Another nice run by Washington. You got two guys that could be 100-yard rushers by the end of this game.
14-yard carry by Giovanni Washington down to the 28-yard line of Ashtabula Lakeside. Just over 2 minutes to go in the half, and the Harding Raiders are driving once again. Frazier keeps it once again, and Frazier picks up some nice yards up the middle.
Right now, Harding's really having their way. That offensive line has really got into their own right now. They're owning the line of scrimmage there, opening up the holes for these great athletes they got behind them. Harding's having no problem driving right down the field.
Second and short from the 19-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 1. There's a handoff to Washington. Washington breaks through the line of scrimmage, picks his way over to the left. And Giovanni Washington all the way down to that, looks like the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Raiders.
They really got something going there. We talk about how hard these guys run. You saw the defender try to take Washington down by his jersey, and you just saw him drag him by that. You know, that's the sign of a tough runner.
And to give to K'Ron Adams. Manages to fall ahead for a couple. Looks like he's got it down to the 5-yard line. Second down and goal from the 5. Coming down to 1 minute left in the half. Harding still has a timeout.
And I am shaking. I am cold.
Giovanni Washington checks in at running back. Frazier again with a keep, and he takes it up the middle for a touchdown.
Great play calling during that drive. Alternating back and forth between your two running backs that you got crushed legs, as well as Frazier. He takes it in the end for a touchdown to give Harding hopefully an 8-point lead at the end of this extra point attempt.
And Michael Kloss, we have a penalty on the play. The kick was good. We have a flag on that extra point attempt.
Sportsmanlike, looks like against Lakeside. It's like on both sides. Oh, looks like it was only on Lakeside. With 52 seconds left, no timeouts. I wonder if Lakeside will try to put something together, or if they're going to be happy with taking an 8-point deficit into the locker room.
Lakeside stormed out to an early 13-0 lead in the first quarter, but since then it has been all Warren G. Harding.
21-0 run by the Raiders.
And Raiders going to get a chance to kick it off from the Lakeside 45-yard line, so that's going to pin them back.
Well, remember, Lakeside's got two good return men back there that we've seen. So Harding, you know, if Harding wants to go into the locker room with a lead, this half isn't over yet.
Definitely going to have to stay awake on the kickoff coverage.
And look at the rare sighting. Warren G. Harding has a lead in this game.
Number 2, Cortez Vaughn. There's a kind of a squib kick, and that's picked up by Vaughn at the 2-yard line. He breaks through the line, and Vaughn is off to the races. And that's just what we were talking about. Cortez Vaughn gets to the line, and he is going to take this kickoff 98 yards with 37 seconds left to put the Lakeside Dragons right back in this ball game.
Just like we talked about, dangerous kid back there, and I can tell you, a lot of times when the guy returning the ball, when he starts bobbling it back there, all of a sudden your kick returners start getting, your kick team, they start coming out of their lanes. They lose their discipline. They all go to the ball, and all of a sudden the outsides open up for him, and the kid's got the speed. He took it all the way, brought Lakeside right back into this game. Now Lakeside had some kicking problems on their last extra point attempt. Let's see if they elect to go for 2 and try to tie this one up.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do down there. They're lining up to go for 2.
So Coach Arnold's going to take that final timeout.
Cortez Vaughn opened up the scoring this evening with an 82-yard return on the opening kickoff. Then after an unsportsmanlike penalty allowed the Raiders to kick off from the Lakeside 45-yard line. Cortez scoops up the ball on the 2-yard line, breaks through the line, and returns it 98 yards for his second kickoff return for a touchdown of the evening.
We've had a great first half for football fans. It's been a great first half. Two teams, none of them giving up. Harding comes out, watches Lakeside take a quick 13-0 lead, battled back 21 straight points. And once you thought the momentum was all on the Harding side and Lakeside was going to just take it into the locker room, they show that they're not going to give up. And Cortez Vaughn returns a kick for 98 yards, and now they're in position to tie it.
Lakeside offense back out on the field. Again, they are going to go for two. And there's still 37 seconds left in this half, so a lot can happen the way this game's going.
Well, remember, we got two guys that can go the length of the field back deep for us as well.
Loftus looking to throw, reverses his field.
Nice
hit. Big hit at the goal line to keep him out of the end zone. Loftus looked like he had the corner, and he was leveled at the 2-yard line. Harding keeps the lead at 21-19.
That was a football play. That was a great play over there. He definitely looked like he had the corner. One of our defenders was able to get an angle on him and not only put on the hit, keep him out of the end zone, but jar that ball loose.
Well, Harding's been explosive themselves all night, so 37 seconds, a lot can happen.
Well, let's see what Lakeside elects to do. Are they going to go short? They're going to try a squib kick? I think if it gets to that back row of returners, we've always got a chance. Like I said, we got two guys back there that can score from anywhere on the field. Washington and Adams both going back deep.
And those are two young men that definitely know what to do once they get their hands on the ball. Ambry sets up on the near hash mark.
It's like he's trying to place this somewhere away from them.
That ball's picked up at the 34. About a 4-yard return.
Look at this guy's back of his hat, man. That's the shot we need. This is the shot we need.
34 seconds, no timeouts. We'll see what Coach Arnold decides to do with these remaining seconds of the half.
And I'll tell you something else, Eddie. It looks like there's a lot of emotion down there. These players are going to have to keep their heads in the second half. You could see it from up here. There's a lot of talking going on.
Yeah, you know, you get in a game like this where you're going back and forth. Like I said, a lot of pride on the line right now.
Here's the give to Adams. Adams gets through the line of scrimmage, and he just always seems to be just one tackle away from busting it. 9-yard pickup on first down brings up second down and 1.
They're going with a hurry up.
Actually, that was a first down. Frazier looks to pass. Frazier's going to keep this one. Picks up 2 or 3.
Harding's got time for one more play. The clock is stopped for some reason.
I'm not sure why that is.
Probably bought Harding probably an extra
couple seconds anyway, sure.
Looks like they're going to have one more chance. We'll see if they go for the end zone or.
Frazier with the keeper around the end. And that's going to do it for the first half. Harding's going to go to the locker room with a 21-19 lead. And it has been an entertaining first half, to say the least.
Yeah, we saw a lot of heart on both teams there. You know, either way, you could have saw Harding give up early when they went down 13-0, and then when Harding went on their 21-0 run, you could have saw Lakeside give up. But a lot of fight in both these teams. Look forward to a great second half.
And we'll be back in just a little bit, 20 minutes. You folks watching at home, enjoy the halftime show. Lakeside Band's going to open up, and then you'll get a chance to see your Harding Raider marching band.
Check, check 1, check 2, check, check. Is it? Check, check 1, check 2. Weird. Okay, well. Oh. Strange. Okay, thank you. We'll all right, thanks. Bye-bye.
superhero lives by the mantra, with great power comes great responsibility. Peter Parker was just a mild-mannered high school student until a radioactive spider bit him and gave him amazing abilities which he used to fight crime in New York City. The Dragon Marching Band now performs music from his 1960s TV series. Here is the theme from Spider-Man. But at some point, each hero reaches their breaking point and must fight to save the people they care about most. This song epitomizes that feeling. Showcasing our Dragon Majorette's feature twirler, Cassie Garcia, the Dragon Marching Band will conclude today's performance with Twisted Sisters, We're Not Gonna Take It. Ladies and gentlemen, we proud to present the gold standard of Northeastern Ohio Marching Band, the Marching Band. Our band is under the direction of Reed Young, Heather Serby, and Captain Tracker. The major instructor is Abby Fisher, and flag line instructor, Elliot Donald. The band is led onto the field by field commanders Reasia Morgan, Ariana Reed, and head drummer, Mackay Sung. The 2016 hit by Bruno Mars. Here is 24 Karat Magic. And now we feature our dynamic rear drum line with an original composition by our percussion instructor, Kevin Kuiper, and led by senior head drummer, Mackay Sims. Watch and listen as our percussion section performs their feature, Bolo Yolo. And to finish our show tonight, our Raider Band is on the move with a combination of hits from the 1980s by the group Cameo and Paula Abdul. Here is Word Up and Cold Hearted. right. And now let's make some noise as we cheer for our Roosters.
Well, welcome back. Halftime's completed. The Harding band is leaving the field. And we're going to open up the third quarter in just a couple moments here. Harding with a 21-19 lead at halftime, and that game had a lot of everything in it. Harding with some big runs, and Lakeside with two huge kickoff returns on their end of the field. So it has been an entertaining first half.
Yeah, you know, we saw both teams go back and forth after Lakeside jumped out to the 13-0 lead. Harding came roaring back with a 21 unanswered points until about a minute left in the game. That squib kick didn't work out the way Harding had planned it. Lakeside was able to take it back, but a big stop on that two-point conversion by the Harding defense to maintain that two-point lead.
That was a huge, huge play. Loftus looked like he had the corner all to himself, and that Harding defensive man came out of nowhere and just really lowered the boom on him.
Yeah, big hit, forced the fumble. You know, really gave Harding, you saw the excitement back into the sideline. So we'll see what kind of adjustments both sides have made in the locker room. See if Harding's found out, continue to stop that long counter play that the Lakeside Dragons have been trying to run, and see if Lakeside's got an answer for our 1-2 punch in Washington and Adams out of the backfield up the middle.
And with all that focus on Washington and Adams, Sterling Frazier's been picking up some nice yards late in that first half. So they got three guys back here that Lakeside's really got to look out for.
You know, they do. They've got a real triple threat, and right now Lakeside hasn't found a way to stop Harding's running game. But if Sterling Frazier continues to run the ball the way he does, he starts to pressure that line, pulls up, he's going to have some open receivers downfield.
And you bring up a great point on that extra point play too. It's easy to really get deflated. You give up a kickoff return late like that, you got everything going your way. You give up that 98-yard kickoff return, but that big hit on that extra point play, that just put the air right back into the sails for Harding.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that carries over to the second half here. Hopefully we see just as good of a game in the second half as we did in the first.
And Harding back to receive to open up the second half of the ball game. Looks like K'Ron Adams and Jeremy Wilson are back deep this time for the Raiders. Ambry's on to kick. Sets it up on the near hash mark. He hasn't kicked it deep all night. Harding's return men set up about the 15-yard line. And it's a low kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. That's going to play into Harding's hands.
That's a mistake you don't want to make as a kicker. Give it up 3 yards.
And that's going to allow Harding to open up with really nice field position to begin this second half.
Well, as they come out onto the field, we'll see if they changed anything up. They really had a good combination going there where they were switching out Adams and Washington. Great 1-2 punch, and like you said, Sterling Frazier was able to gain some real nice yards as well. So we'll see what happens in this second half.
First and down at the Harding 35-yard line, and there's a give to Adams. Adams through the line of scrimmage, and again, big yardage on first down. Pick up about 7 out to about the 42-yard line.
Hey, kept those feet moving. Looks like he went straight up the 2-hole there, right off the guard, and made a couple guys miss. Was able to get a good 6 yards out of that.
2nd down and 3. Terrion Jackson lines up to the near sideline. Washington in at running back this time. And he'll get the ball. He hits the line of scrimmage. And he breaks it loose to the outside. Giovanni Washington hit the line of scrimmage, breaks it to the outside, takes it all the way down to the Lakeside 40-yard line. Big gain for first down.
Once again, he kept those legs moving. Thought they had him down, and he pops out, got himself another 7-8 yards on the play.
You mentioned in the first half that those yards after the initial hit, so big tonight so far. And there's a give up the middle once again. Kayron Adams fights ahead for about 3, bringing up a 2nd down and 7, takes the ball to the Lakeside 37-yard line.
Something to pay attention to. I think Washington got a little nicked up on that last carry.
And there's a give once again to Adams. Adams breaks through the line of scrimmage one more time, and Adams takes it out all the way down to the, looks like the 12-yard line. First down, Raiders.
Another big run for Adams. You saw once again, kid got his hand on his jersey, tried to shirt tackle him, but he was too strong. Kept those legs going. Nice gain for the Harding Raiders.
They just seem to have to slip past that first tackler on the line of scrimmage, and it just works out to be a big play. And you may be right. Adams is staying in the ball game. He lines up to Frazier's left. Frazier with the keep this time. Frazier does a nice job to get ahead for a few yards, make it 2nd down and 5, down to the 7-yard line, maybe the 8-yard line, called 2nd down and 6.
Washington's entering the game again, so whatever was wrong, he was able to shake it off, get back in the game. Heck, he wants another touchdown.
That's good to see, because he's definitely a factor when he's in there, and it helps keeping those running backs fresh. And he'll get the ball. He's met hard at the line of scrimmage that time.
Yeah, it looks like Lakeside was ready for that one.
Number 58, Luciano Cunningham on that stop. Kayron Adams checks back in one more time.
That's 3rd and 6. Difficult part of the field. Gets short on you. Not a lot of room down there. Let's see what the Coach Arnold and his staff have come up with for this 3rd and 6 play.
There's the give to Adams. He picks his way through the hole. Kayron Adams bounces it outside and falls in for the touchdown, Raiders.
If it's not broke, don't try to fix it.
No. And Harding gets exactly what it needed coming out of that locker room, getting the ball first in this 3rd quarter, driving it down the field. 65-yard touchdown drive capped off by that 6-yard Kayron Adams touchdown run. And the kick by Kloss is up, and it is good, and the Raiders are out to a 28.
Well, you know, the one
28 to 19 lead. 27, sorry.
You know, the
28.
one thing you notice after that drive is Harding stuck to what worked. You know, you go in the locker room at halftime, you try to look at the things that worked, look at the things that didn't work, and fortunately for Harding, Lakeside has no answer for Kayron Adams nor Giovanni Washington.
And just when they think they've got themselves keyed on Washington or Adams, Sterling Frazier keeps the ball and he picks up big yards.
Yeah, they've really got a good mix right now. They've got an, you know, excellent play calling, but you know, as I always tell you, it all starts up front. Those big guys up front are opening up those holes, giving those explosive running backs and their quarterback some room to get out there, get elusive, and it makes it really tough on a defender when you've got athletes like that running at you that they can go either way, or they've proven they'll put their shoulder down and they'll run through you.
Hey man, why am I be in the church.
There's a kick by Klaus. And that's taken by one of the more up backs. And good coverage this time. Ball out to about the 26-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 26. Kickoff taken there by Sean Matlock.
Obviously, Harding trying to keep it away from Cortez Vaughn. Great first half with the opening game kickoff return, and then that big run that he had, that kickoff return right before the half to bring Lakeside back within 2 after Harding had went on a 21-0 run.
Well, now we'll see what kind of adjustments Lakeside's made. Harding seemed to catch up with that end-around play they were running. Loftus drops back the pass. He's going to keep this. He breaks through the line of scrimmage. He's hit hard, but he picks up about 5 or 6.
Now you see how Lakeside came out. They faked that end around just to see if Harding was going to bite. The quarterback was able to pull it down, still get some good yards.
6 yards by Spencer Loftus on that opening play. Brings up a 2nd down and 4. Ball set at the Lakeside 33-yard line. Antonio Harris lines up to the left. He goes in motion. And the give is to Bish.
Look at that.
He's going to be close to a 1st down on that.
Another
late flag.
Well, you talked about it in the first half. We started to see things get a little chippy. Started to see a lot of talking out there. It looks like the officials are trying to set the tone early, throwing the flags out there, letting them know they're not going to tolerate it.
That's going to go against Lakeside.
Dead ball foul, so they still maintain the 1st down. But, you know, penalties like that really hurt you.
And you called it early, too. Lakeside's been on the short end big time against Harding last couple years. This is the first time they scored points on this Harding team in probably 3 years. So I'm sure they've come into the stadium with a big chip on their shoulder this year.
You know, they come in with a big chip, and they got something to prove. You know, they're 4-1. They got their eyes on the playoffs, but obviously, like we said before, when you come into Harding Stadium, when you come into Mollenkopf Stadium, you know, this is always a big game.
There's another handoff to Gavin Bish. And that Harding defense seem to still have the adjustments in the right spot. Pick up about 2 or 3, maybe 4, it looks like. Bring up 2nd down and 6 at their own 28-yard line.
You know, the big adjustment I'm waiting for to see is when they get to a 3rd down player. They've got 2nd and 6 now, but unfortunately in the first half, Harding didn't really have a lot of answers for the Lakeside passing game.
Loftus has time back there. He's shown he could put the ball on the mark. And there's that end around play, and Harding's on it this time.
Strung him out to the outside, strung him out by that sideline there, minimal gain.
That's a play that picked up a lot of yards in the first half for Lakeside.
Looks like we got a player down for Lakeside.
Rasheem Morgan on to carry. Looks like they're gonna maybe.
No, we have to let them know that we just killed one of their players.
Working on the ankle down there, it looks like.
Yes, we can. That's interesting.
You know, the first couple of weeks we saw a lot of people going down with cramps because of that heat. Luckily, you know, they were able to get some water in them, some bananas. Back in the day, they used to give them pickle juice. Get them back in the game and get them ready to go. Looks like he's up.
He's walking pretty gingerly on that left leg. Looked like he's reached for the calf. That might be this. I mean, it could be a bad cramp. Well, those cramps hit you, and I tell you, they are something else.
Oh yeah, it's painful. It is definitely painful, but it's obviously something that you can recover from. Yeah, he seems like he's in a lot of pain out there. Yeah, he might have more than a calf, unfortunately.
I think the trainer's trying to rub that out. They just sometimes they hit and they just seem like they just don't want to let go.
Looks like that's Antonio Harris, senior, for Lakeside, injured on the play.
.639 left to go in the third quarter. Harding opened up the third quarter, the 65-yard scoring drive, capped off by a K-Ron Adams 6-yard touchdown run, take a 28-19 lead. Lakeside now facing a 3rd down and 4 at the 30-yard line, their own 30-yard line. Antonio Harris is now making his way off the field.
It's a big play for the Harding defense. They came out, ran right down on the field, got a touchdown, increased that lead. Now you're seeing 3rd and 4. Is Lakeside going to go to the air? They're going to go back to that end around play.
Cortez Vaughn in motion. Loftus drops back to pass, and he's brought down for a loss. Big 3rd down sack by that Harding defense.
Oh, that was a great play. Harding was ready for it. They tried to roll the quarterback out as they did in the first half, put a lot of pressure on him. 55 was able to get in there and bring him down for the sack. So obviously, you know, Coach Arnold and his staff brought the team in there, made some adjustments, and thus far, Harding looks like they're in control.
Brings up a 4th down and 12. Lakeside's going to have to punt, and what's more, they're going to punt from deep in their own territory. And that's a short kick. Takes a big Lakeside bounce. Boy, they got a nice bounce out of that one, all the way back to the 36-yard line of Harding. We have yet to see a punt return this evening. Had a few punts, no returns yet.
Yeah, we've looks like, I mean, coaches just always tell you, if you're unsure, get away from it. Now, you don't ever like to see a bounce like that, though. When you're the special team coach, never like to see a bounce like that. But right now, Harding has had no problem moving the ball downfield. We'll see if they can continue it on this drive.
Giovanni Washington will start off at running back in this series of play. He lines up to Sterling Frazier's left, and he'll get the give on 1st down. He's through the line of scrimmage. Giovanni breaks another tackle. He's to the 40. He's coming back to the left. And Giovanni Washington to the 15. Giovanni Washington, 64 yards for the touchdown.
Right at the end.
Steps out of bounds at the 1.
I think he had the ball in his left hand, if he had, which he should have the ball in his left hand on that play. But if he'd have had it in the right, I think it'd have been a touchdown.
Giovanni Washington from the 36-yard line takes it all the way down to the Lakeside 1. Steps out of bounds just before that pylon. 1st and goal, Raiders at the 1-yard line.
They give the official a lot of credit for being in position to make that call, but makes you wish we had some instant replay here in high school.
Take a peek at that and see. I'm sure we'd be looking at that one. Giovanni Washington stays in the game, and there's nothing happening on that play. He's going to take about a 3-yard loss back to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, Lakeside was ready for that one.
2nd down and goal. Huge opportunity for the Warren Harding Raiders to put some distance between them and the Lakeside Dragons.
Yeah, you figure a touchdown right here is really going to push that momentum to Harding and have those guys on the Lakeside sideline really questioning if they got the ability to beat this Warren Harding team.
Frazier keeps it, and Frazier's going to be dropped for another loss. Take it back about the 6-yard line where it's 3rd and goal.
You bring up third down, and you know you never want that play. That should have been an obvious touchdown that Harding had. You know, you hope that here on this third and goal, 3rd and 7, 3rd and goal, that we can punch this in.
3rd and goal at the 7. K-Ron Adams in the backfield, Sterling Frazier. K-Ron with the give. He gets to the outside, cuts it back, and he is met at the 5-yard line.
You know, give that defense on Lakeside a lot of credit, because they could have easily given up when that ball was put on the goal line. But 3 straight plays in a row, 3 pushed Harding back on 3 straight plays in a row. We'll see if Harding's going to line up for a field goal, it looks like.
Michael Kloss in for the kick. They're going to set that down at about the 12, make this a 22-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and it looks good. 31-19. Harding manages to come away with points.
Always happy for the points, but remember that in the back of your head as this game starts to get later.
Michael Kloss, in his first year kicking for the Raiders, has done a really nice job coming in. He's made, I can't recall him missing an extra point attempt. He's had a couple field goals in there. He's done a real nice job helping the Raiders out with those short kicks.
Yeah, especially in a game that goes back and forth. You know, those extra points matter. And, you know, a lot of attention's paid to the offense and the defense and those position players. But a kicker can win or lose the game for you.
I can remember going back to those big days of Harding back in the early 2000s, the days of Maurice Claret and Mario Manningham. I remember, I believe our kicker's name back then was a young man named John Spain, and he had a tremendous leg. A lot of ball games came down to his leg, and he came through. Kloss with the kick. And it's going to be fielded by Vaughn at the 12. Yeah, kind of holding your breath every time he gets his hands on the ball now.
Well, the kid's definitely exciting to watch, and Harding showed no fear. I don't know if the coaches told him to kick it that way, but Vaughn found a way to get the ball in his hands, and Harding was able to corral him on that one.
He gets that return out to the 30-yard line. Lakeside's going to have a 1st and 10 from there. 3:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. Harding has opened up a 31-19 lead. There's a lot of ball game left to play. And there just doesn't seem to be any sign of any quit in either of these clubs right now. Loftus steps back to pass. He's scrambling around back there. He's reverse field.
That should be picked.
Oh! Loftus looking for Matlock, overthrows him, and very close to being picked off.
Well, as you saw in the first couple series that Lakeside had coming into the second half, Harding really had their number on the run. And so they tried to revert back to something that worked for them in the first half. They had some guys open. Now the quarterback had some overthrows in the first half, but they had some guys open. So as you see, Lakeside's trying to mix things up right now, realizing that Harding's looking for that run, but still Harding putting the pressure on him, making the quarterback throw before he wants to, and making some errant throws.
2nd down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Loftus again back to pass. He's going to keep this one. Loftus breaks it ahead. Looks to pick up another Lakeside 1st down. It's a 10-yard gain out to the 40. 1st and 10 Lakeside at the 40.
Once again, their quarterback showing his athleticism, drops back to pass, scrambles around a little bit from the pressure, recognizes he has nothing there, tucks it, picks up the 1st down.
He's not afraid to put his head down and get some yards out there for them. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. And Loftus drops back once again. He's firing it deep. He's got a man open. He overthrows him, looking for...
Looks like that was Kevon Colbert down the sideline there. He had him open, just wasn't able to connect with him. You know, we saw in the first half, Lakeside had people open.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Lakeside so far is Loftus has dropped back on every play, and he does so once again. There's a quick out, picked up at the 45-yard line. That's close to a 1st down.
You know, I think that's what you want to do if you're the coach over there on Lakeside. Get your quarterback settled down, have him throw some real easy, quick 7-yard stops, 7-yard, outs. Really try to get him into a rhythm. Right now, throwing that deep ball, it seems like he's just throwing it up for grabs right now.
Pickup of 9 on that play. Lakeside on their own 49-yard line, a 3rd down and 1. Loftus keeps it up the middle. He's going to pick up the 1st down. Pushes that into Harding territory. 1st and 10 at the Harding 47-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Lakeside showing a lot of heart, staying in this game. Could have been this could have been a lot worse. There could be 4 more points on the board. They're trying to take advantage of that gift they were given by Harding not getting a touchdown on that last series, only coming away with a field goal.
1st and 10 at the Harding 47-yard line. Loftus drops back once again. And this time he's going to be brought down. And I think Harding went a little bit too long after the whistle on that play. That's had the sack, but I'm afraid we're going to get some unnecessary roughness call here, or they're signaling face mask early on, maybe.
I think they're going to probably call unsportsmanlike or an unnecessary roughness. And that's unfortunate. They had him corralled. They had about 4 guys around him. He was going down, but sometimes as a defender, you're just grabbing and you don't realize that that runner ducked his head, and all of a sudden you come up with a face mask.
And that's going to give Lakeside a 1st down at the Harding 37-yard line. We talked about those penalties earlier on in the game. We got to stay away from those.
So we got a false start on Lakeside.
Push Lakeside back 5 yards to the 42-yard line, bring up a 1st down and 15.
Lakeside would like nothing better than to try to get in the end zone for the 4th quarter, go in down less than a less than a touchdown into the 4th quarter, make it anyone's game.
And Loftus drops back once again. He's got a receiver open, and the catch is made to 31-yard line. They're going to mark that up to about the 29 on his forward progress. Should bring up a 2nd down and 2.
It's like Lakeside might be content with taking this into the 4th quarter. Now they're going to have to hurry.
And Lakeside lets the clock run out in the 3rd quarter. They'll have a 2nd down and 2 in the 4th quarter opens up. We go into the 4th quarter with the Harding Raiders leading the Lakeside Dragons 31-19.
Great 3rd quarter by Harding. Came out of the locker room, showed that they made the adjustments. This could have easily been a two-touchdown quarter for Harding. Other than that fluke at the end there where it looks like he just had the ball in the wrong hand when he hit that pylon. But great quarter for Harding. They've got to keep it up in the 4th quarter, show a complete game. They came out slow in the beginning of the 1st quarter, but you saw them run off 21 straight points, kept their character, kept their poise, kept themselves in the game. They're now in a position to win, just have to finish this game strong.
This is where Harding has to really tighten their belts and show some spirit. They fought hard for 3 quarters each of the last few weeks and just haven't been able to close it out. Now they have an opportunity to do just that on homecoming night.
Well, realizing on the other side of the ball, you got a 4-1 team looking at the playoffs, would love to put this feather in their cap of coming down here to Warren and into Mollenkopf Stadium and walking away with a win.
How we doing, Mr. Witt?
2nd down and 2, Loftus back to pass. Oh! And that pass is broken up by Terrion Jackson. Sorry, that was Ryan Royster on that, number 41.
I know Ryan wants that one back. That was right there in his wheelhouse. I think he was looking at the band.
In there, yeah.
He was looking at the band.
There was a lot of green in front of him if he pulls that one down.
He'd still be running.
Third down and 2 at the Harding 27-yard line. Royster with the keeper up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall ahead for the first down on that play. We'll take that up to about the 25-yard line. We're to be first down and 10 for the Lakeside Dragons.
Lakeside's gotten away from that end around. They've faked it a few times, but they've gotten away from that end around. I wonder if they're going to try to go back to it, see if Hardy can still stop it. False start
motion over there. Yep. It's like Ethan Colbert got a little anxious over there on that side. That's going to push the Dragons back 5 yards. Take them back to the 30-yard line, make it first down and 15.
Harding's got a 12-point lead right now. At what point do you think that clock really starts to become a factor?
I think you get down inside maybe that 9-minute mark, and if you still need 2 scores.
I think Lakeside has to come away with something on this.
There was a fake to Harris. He's got a man open, and Loftus overthrows Bish once again.
He had him wide open out there. I think he got happy feet and couldn't make the connection, but without a doubt, 25 was wide open over on the sideline there. That could have been 6.
Second down and 15 at the Harding 30-yard line.
Second and 15 if you're Lakeside. You don't need it all, but you need something.
And the fake again to Harris. Loftus back to pass. He's looking for the end zone. And he's got a man. That looks like Matlock, number 27. 30-yard touchdown strike for the Lakeside Dragons.
It's exactly what Lakeside needed there. The quarterback recognized the one-on-one coverage with the wide receiver in the corner. Little skinny post route. Led him perfectly, put it right out of the reach of the corner. We got a brand new ball game.
.11:01 to go in the third quarter, and it's now a 1-possession ball game. Ambrose on to attempt the extra point. And it's good, making it 31-26.
Well, Lakeside responded. You know, we've seen a great game tonight. Neither of these teams have given up. We're going to see an exciting last 11 minutes of this game, and this game could go either way.
We'll see if Harding can answer. This has been the point the last few weeks where the tide seems to have turned the other direction for him, but we'll see if Harding keep up that momentum here late in the ball game.
Well, you know, we've been talking about momentum through the whole game. When Harding made that hit down there on that 2-point conversion, you know, that gave them a lot of momentum. When they were able to hold Harding to 3 from literally the goal line,
right,
were able to hold them to 3 points, I think that gave that sideline over there on Lakeside a lot of confidence going over to the offensive side of the ball. They capitalized off of it. Now let's see if it transfers to the defense.
Adams and Washington back to receive the kick for Harding. They line up on their 20. And this is kicked along the ground, taken by one of the up-backs. Picked up by number 32, Tyler Day. That's going to give Harding nice field position at their own 43-yard line to begin this drive.
Let's see what kind of response the offense has. Offense hasn't been stopped yet this second half.
Kayron Adams in at running back to begin this series. Jeremy Wilson lines up to the left. Troy Jakovic over here on the right. And Adams gets the ball on first down. And again, he hits the line of scrimmage, keeps those legs moving. He picks up 3 there. He was hit early, still manages to pick up 3. 2nd down and 7. Moves it to the 46-yard line.
We're going to keep moving forward, keep this clock going. Obviously, the clock is in Harding's favor right now. Still 10 minutes left in the game, so a lot of time.
Giovanni Washington, and he plows ahead close to a first down.
That's going to be close. Looks like he might have it. I think they're going to give him the first down.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Chain gang's moving it. 1st and 10 at the Lakeside, 47-yard line. All the better for Harding if they keep that ball on the ground and just keep pushing it forward, keep that clock going. They give to Adams. And again, Adams looks like he gets stopped in the backfield. He just keeps the legs churning and picks up 4 or 5 on that gain.
Yeah, really made something out of nothing right there. That play should have probably been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to use a little maneuvering, still end up getting 5 yards out of the play.
He just seems to have the ability to pick out a hole. He doesn't always hit the line really hard to begin with, but he moves around and finds an opening and he uses it. Giovanni Washington, first tackle miss, and Washington, the ball's loose. Washington had a first down, the ball popped loose, no signal yet.
I think Harding's got it. I don't see any celebration from Lakeside.
And a big break for Warren Harding. That ball was loose and covered by a Raider.
Looks like that was Samanje Warfield that recovered that fumble.
Huge break for that Harding offense. A turnover right here would have just really would have shifted that momentum the other way.
Well, we want the yards, but I'm sure Coach Arnold told him, hold on to that ball.
Kayron Adams checks in. He lines up to Frazier's left. Adams gets the ball, and Adams breaks free to the outside. Kayron Adams, there's a flag on the play. Adams busted it loose from 35 yards out.
There's a flag on the play.
And a holding call.
Right there where you usually see holding.
Well, you talked about that earlier, Eddie. That is a backbreaker.
You know, they tell you that they could probably call holding on every single play. It all depends on what the officials are going to call. The Harding coaching staff right next to us obviously did not agree with that call.
Oh, that was a play that really could have broken the backs of Lakeside right there. Instead, we have a first down and 12. Ball pushed back to the give to Washington. Washington with some big yards again. Well, they come right back. Make it 2nd down and short. Washington gets the ball up to about the 28-yard line. And it's eating up time.
Yeah, it's eating up time. You had a 1st and 13. You know, you get a big gain on first down, bring it to 2nd and 4, a lot more manageable. Just keep on eating up that clock.
Adams back in the ball game, and he'll get the ball. And again, Adams has hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just drags people ahead for 6 or 7 yards. That's another Harding first down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, we've seen hard running out of both these running backs all game. I'd be interested to see their stat lines at the end of the game. They got to be close to both hitting about 100 yards rushing.
They've each, Adams and Washington both have had just some very long runs, and they're just churning out 5-6 yards a pop right now.
Well, the reality is Harding's ran the same play.
Frazier with the keeper that time, and Frazier takes it down to the 5-yard line, and he's chipped away out of bounds, and there's the flag. That's going to move it up to about the 2-yard line. Oh, that Lakeside defender took him to the parking lot on that play.
Yeah, you got to use your head there. It's not going to be a lot of yards, but it's, you know, for that penalty, but it's still a play you don't like to see. But just as I was about to say, Harding has literally ran the same play this whole second half. They just haven't been able to stop it. What do? They switch it up. They hit Frazier around the outside, caught Lakeside peeking on the inside. Outside was wide open for him.
And after that big touchdown drive by Lakeside, Harding now with a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Now Harding had problems down here last time. We'll see if they can punch it in from 2 yards out.
High snap. Frazier manages to get a hand on it. Sterling Frazier really a lot of concentration on that play. That ball was up in the air for a moment.
That could have been disastrous right there.
And again, we're kind of seeing the last drive backing up a little bit on that 1st and goal. Now we're back to the 4-yard line.
He's got Washington in, but you learned on that play where Frazier went around the end. Lakeside's peeking inside. Lakeside's used to seeing that easy handoff right up the gut. There might be something open outside. There might be a play action.
There's to give the Washington, and this time he breaks it free. 4 yards for the Harding touchdown.
Who needs a play action? Harding wasn't going to be denied this time downfield, and with 7 minutes left, up 2 scores. Harding defense, if they can get a stop here, we might be looking at the first win of the season.
And we talked about just when that clock becomes a factor, and I think with that score, it just did. Became a big factor in favor of Harding at this point.
Well, they got to be careful on this kickoff. That Cortez Vaughn, he's got 2. He'd love to get a 3rd.
And that kick is blocked.
And I think he jumped over the center, which you are not allowed to do in high school.
And they were called on it. We're going to get another shot at this extra point.
Personal foul against the white, number 28, hurdling the center, repeat the try.
You know, these guys, you know, you can't help it, but you watch Sunday football and you see some of the things that they do at the higher levels, and you try to emulate that here, and unfortunately, the rules aren't the same. Fortunately for Harding, the rules aren't the same.
And a lot of that goes back to emotion, too. We've been talking about it all night long. You know, Lakeside came in here. They really have something to prove. They've just been handled by Harding the last several years, and they haven't had good football season. Now they're in here 4-1. They're a team ranked high enough for the playoffs, and they're doing everything they can to stay close in this game late. And this time Kloss gets the kickoff, and it is good. That's going to give Harding a 12-point lead with just over 7 minutes to play, 38-26.
You know, and as you said, Lakeside hasn't performed well against Harding over the years since they've started playing. And, you know, there'll be people out there that talk about moral victories, but at the end of the game, you want the W. There are no such things as moral victories. You always want to get that W. And this, coming down here to Mollenkopf Stadium, and getting a win would be a great win for this team. Probably one of the biggest wins in this young school's franchise history.
And you got a team looking for the playoffs. They don't want to talk about moral victories at all. That's the
Right.
other side of that coin.
No computer points for moral victories.
Well, let's see if Harding continues to kick off, or maybe if they start going to the squib to try to play a little bit safe here.
Now, last time they kicked it to Vaughn, and Harding was able to get down there and bring him down, but we'll see what they drew up this time.
Kloss kicks it off. And that's going to bounce out of bounds. That'll give Lakeside the ball at the 35-yard line.
7 minutes to go. They're going to have to get down there quick.
Both teams a little more thrifty with their timeouts this half. Both teams have all three of them, so Lakeside's got some time. And they've got some weapons over there. They've shown the ability to score quick.
Well, they've got some weapons over there. In the last series, the quarterback was dropping back, probably primarily dropping back to pass, and he had some receivers open, just not able to connect. So Harding's going to really have to tighten up in that secondary.
Harrison Colbert for the Lakeside Dragons. They line up to the left, and once again, Loftus back to pass. He's looking over the middle, and again overthrows his receiver.
That was a dangerous throw. Looks like he had corners. Looked like he had the safety coming over the top, and then another either safety or linebacker came over. That ball could have easily been taken the other way.
Harding appears to be getting a little bit better coverage this half on a lot of those plays. They had a lot of guys open in the first half, but they don't seem quite as open as they did earlier in the ball game. Loftus by himself in the backfield. He's got 5 receivers in there, and he steps back. Rolling to his left. Throwing it long, and that ball is going to be picked off by Troy Jacobig at the 45-yard line. He's to the 50.
You know, it was bound to happen. The quarterback, the first half, like you said, they had some receivers open, but Harding seemed to find the key to those passes, and Loftus has gotten away with about 3 or 4 of them this second half. He finally paid the ultimate price right there with an interception. Harding ball. If they can get it into the end zone or even kick a field goal, I think we're going to look at our first W of the year.
Ball a little bit underthrown, and Troy Jacobik steps in front of it about the 40-yard line, takes it back to the Lakeside 39, and it's 1st and 10 Raiders at the 39-yard line with 6:49 to play. Kayron Adams lines up behind Sterling Frazier.
All good in the backfield as well.
Adams with the give. He'll get maybe 3 on that play.
Man, calm down on camera too, man. You gotta get some camera.
Looks like a Harding Raider down.
You see my man's drinking the water though? Yeah, that's a good shot. We need that. We need to know that they're thirsty.
.6:40 to go in the ball game. Injury timeout. Harding with the football. They're going to have, once we resume play, a 2nd down and 7 at about the Lakeside 36-yard line.
It's like being out one of Mr. Witch.
Can't tell who was injured on the play.
10 minutes.
I think it's one of the linemen, but I couldn't see the number on him.
He's sitting up now. He's going to be able to walk off under his own power, it looks like. It's a good sign.
Evan Morgan coming off under his own power. That's good. I mean, Harding's had a few linemen go down. They got a couple guys down there on crutches. They can't afford to lose too many more of those big men.
No, and as this season wears on, I mean, those injuries start to rack up, and if you're not injured, you know, you're still playing with some bumps and bruises.
And play resumes. Again, Harding 2nd down and 7, 36-yard line of Lakeside. There's a give up the middle one more time to K-Ron Adams. Adams hits the pile, and he moves it forward close to another Harding first down.
You know, when you establish the running game the way Harding has, this is what becomes just a daunting task for Lakeside, that you haven't been able to stop the run. They got 2 running backs and the quarterback that are able to pick up 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. Really starts to eat at that clock.
I'm kind of surprised that Lakeside hasn't started using their timeouts yet. They need 2 scores. We're under 6 minutes to play. Giovanni Washington steps back in. 2nd down and a short one. And I don't think he's going to get it on that one. That time, Lakeside got a lot of penetration off that defensive line.
Yeah, it looked like that defensive end, number 69, was able to come in there almost untouched and get a good shot on the running back. And once again, it does look like Lakeside does elect to use their first timeout.
That brings up a 4th and 2. I think at this point in the field, I don't believe this is going to be a punting situation for the Raiders.
I think you got to go for it. The chances of you putting it in the end zone, giving yourself, what, a 11-yard punt doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, you're going to pick up 11, 12 yards to the 20-yard line on something out of bounds.
But you know what? The playbook's wide open here. As we've seen, Lakeside keeps on peeking inside, looking for that run up the middle. This would be a perfect opportunity for them to run Frazier outside after the fake, or even possibly a play action, hit a little pop pass off to the side or over the middle. Watching them, getting them linebackers to overcommit to the run.
It's one of those type of situations. You just get something just on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
4th and 2 for the Raiders. 31-yard line. They need to get to the 29-yard line of Lakeside.
Well, they've had a steady diet at number 2. Let's see if they change it up at all.
And Adams, and Adams shakes that first tackler off, and he's gotten close. They're standing on a 30-yard line. I thought he got beyond that. It looked to me like he fell inside the 29. I'm not sure about that spot.
See where they're going to mark this at. Lakeside's already confident. They brought the offense out on the field.
With that spot, they're not getting it. He only got to 30. He needed to get to the 29. So Harding's going to turn the ball over on downs. I could have sworn he fell over that 30-yard line, but a knee. They must have seen a knee hit in there, I suppose.
Well, you know, we saw him struggling for yards. You know, it was where he was initially hit at looks like where they actually called the ball down at. But hey, right now, the Harding defense, this is their time. You got 5:37 left in this game. You're up by 2 scores. You should be able to put this away.
So Lakeside takes over 1st and 10 with 5:37 to go. They're on their own 30-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left in the ball game. And Loftus drops back to pass. Fires it over the middle. He hits Matlock. Matlock at the 45. Takes it out to about the 48-yard line for a Lakeside first down.
Clock does stop on first down, but the clock resumes once the chain gang gets in place and the ball spotted.
Matlock says, and this time Matlock's going to be sacked on this play. They'll lose about, looks like about 8 yards all the way back to the 40-yard line.
Harding's had pressure all night long on the quarterback. I mean, Loftus has shown some good footwork, shown the ability to tuck that ball and run, but this Harding defense, I think, has had his number, whether it be from the sacks, the pressures, to finally culminating all into an interception.
Almost looked like that last play, a little bit of a low snap that kind of threw Loftus' timing off a little bit. 2nd down and 18.
Pressure again.
And Loftus going to get hit hard at the 35-yard line for another loss. And that defense is certainly stepping up now.
That ball might have came out.
Another timeout. The 2nd timeout for Ashtabula Lakeside as they face a 3rd down and 23 now after 2 consecutive sacks by that Harding defense.
You know, I think that conditioning all comes into play right now. You can tell our defensive line's really able to get that quick first step off the line, and I think that Lakeside team might be tiring down a little bit right now.
I'm kind of surprised. It just seems that Lakeside has just totally abandoned the run game this second half. Loftus has been back to pass almost every time.
And you're right. You know, they were able to run that end around in the first half and had a lot of success. And you know, you're never going to second guess a coach, but it seemed like they might have gave up on that a little too early. When they came out, they tried to run it. Harding seemed like on that first series they had an answer for it, and ever since then they've ran some fakes with it, but they've never went back to that play that was working for them in the first half.
Third down and 23 for the Lakeside Dragons, and Loftus back to pass once more. Scrams around, he hits Matlock at the 45. Matlock gets it ahead to the Harding 49-yard line.
Loftus was under a lot of pressure there, but he was able to use his feet, get out of it, complete the pass over the middle to get a good chunk of that 23 yards back to make this 4th and 7 a little more manageable.
Obviously at a point in the game where Lakeside's not even thinking punt. They got to get this ball in the end zone if they want any chance at all to stay in this ball game.
Well, Lakeside's been successful. They completed a couple 3rd and 18, so we'll see if Harding can stop them.
And a bad snap. And Loftus gets away with it. Still scrambling, and he's going to be brought down all the way back at that 25-yard line. Raiders are going to take over at the Lakeside 25-yard line after the bad snap.
Well, with 3:41 left, up 2 scores. I think Harding is, I think they played well enough to win this game, just run this clock out. Leave here with our first W. I believe next week we'll look on to, who's it, Boardman?
I believe so. Lakeside with 1 timeout left. Harding has one job to do right now, and that's simply hang on to the football.
Hang on to that ball.
And there's a give to Adams up the middle. And he gets ahead for about 6 yards. Down to the 20-yard line.
You know, all night this, you know, we've talked about the 2 great running backs in Washington and Adams. But, you know, they can't do anything without those guys up front. The offensive line has done a great job tonight, opening up those holes, keeping them out of the backfield to the most part, and allowed for these 2 guys to really have 2 great games, both of them.
Giovanni Washington steps in. 2nd down and 4 from the 20. Washington gets the ball. And Washington falls ahead for 3 or 4. Make a 3rd down and very short. 3rd down and 1 from the 17-yard line. And when you just alternate 2 backs like that, and those guys, you got a fresh set of legs coming in there almost every play. And at this point in the ball game, That's just almost too much for the defense to handle.
Yeah, you know, there's some out there that would question the idea of going with 2 running backs. You know, as a running back, you like to get into a rhythm, but by alternating them out on each play, they don't get tired on the sideline. You know, they're able to establish that rhythm, and really, they're only coming out for a play just to come back in and get the ball. They've had this Lakeside defense is going to see number 2 and number 5 on that whole ride down Route 11 back up to Ashtabula, and I don't think they're going to forget those 2 anytime soon.
Kieran Adams plows ahead for about 3. That picks up another Harding first down and gets the ball inside the 15, about the 13-yard line. Giovanni Washington back in. And Washington stumbles in the backfield, gets it back to the line of scrimmage. A little slip on the turf there. We'll call this 2nd down and 10. Maybe 11. He might have actually lost a yard on that.
You know, you want to give a lot of credit to Lakeside coming in here. You know, not like they did in the last year. It's really testing Harding this year. But I think not only is this a good win, because any win's always a good win, but they played a close game. They played a hard game. They were down. They fought back. You know, Lakeside made another game out of it, you know, later in the game, and Harding was able to stay together and really function as a good team. And I really think this is going to be good for them going forward. If they would have came in here and just blown Lakeside out, you know, okay, it's just Lakeside. But they really fought this game, played complete quarters, and they're going to get the win because of it.
And this is a good Lakeside team. This, you know, it's not the Lakeside team they played the last couple of years. This is a team that came in, a lot of pride. They got a 4-1 record. Just, you know, a lot of their skilled players have shown a lot tonight. They got a good quarterback leading them. They're going to win some more ball games for this year's out, and they're not out of that playoff race yet. This doesn't kill their chances. They're going to have to come back in the second half of the season, but you know, that's still a good football team over there.
No, Lakeside has nothing to hang their heads about, and you know, I assume this game is going to continue next year and for several years going forward. And next year we'll be going up to Lakeside, and Lakeside's going to remember this. You know, Lakeside thought they had this game in the bag when they jumped out 13-0. And to have Harding come back, that's something you don't forget. These juniors on this team right now that are going to be seniors next year, they're definitely going to feel they got something to prove with this Harding team.
Harding takes its first time out of the second half with 30 seconds to play. On that last play, Sterling Frazier tried to fake the handoff to Kayron Adams, and Lakeside saw that one, dropped him for a loss. It's 3rd down and 20 at the Lakeside 23-yard line. It looks like Sterling Adams is going to get under center and take a knee here.
Now Lakeside's got the 3rd down. They'll call their timeout after this, I assume.
And it looks like they're going to be content to run this one out and call it a night.
Nope, Lakeside's going to let it go. Well, it was a great game by both teams. Harding ends up picking up their first win.
And the clock ticks down. Lakeside is going to fall to 4-2 on the season. Harding picks up their first win on homecoming night. They'll improve to 1-4. And that's your final score, folks. 38-26 from Mullenkoff Stadium.
Well, Tom, it was a pleasure doing the game with you.
Absolutely, Eddie. Appreciate that.
Got to see Harding get their first win, and hopefully that's the first win of many more to come. End the season on a good note.
Hopefully this is a turning point for Harding as we head into the final 4 games of the year. You know, a lot of opportunity for some good football to be played yet, and Harding can start making something out of this season and start building towards 2018.
Yeah, I mean, Harding's got a lot of good athletes, got a lot of good young athletes right now. You know, it's a growing time for them, Obviously, you know, when they were sweating during two-a-days, this isn't the beginning that they thought they were going to have. But at the end of the day, the next week comes, you keep on playing for pride, you keep on improving, and we saw that tonight. Like I said, this was not the Lakeside team that we've seen in the past. This was a very good football team that they beat tonight, and they need to take that and remember it and bring that into the weeks going forward.
It's going to make that homecoming dance tomorrow night just a little bit more exciting for those kids.
Yes.
It's always nice to win that homecoming game. And
Nice to see those fireworks go off at the end of the game.
Absolutely. It's been a long time coming this year. Okay, well, with that, I think we're going to call tonight from Molotov. Once again, Eddie Colbert, Tom Bird with you. It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.